10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good morning, afternoon, or evening. Welcome to Idiot Blog 424. Today we are featuring Greg Pelletier. You can find him at GREPELLETIER or bandlab.com/GREGPELLETIER, depending how you're looking. Today's Idiot Blog is being simulcast on youtube.com/idiotburns, facebook.com/ChristopherBurns, and bandlab.com/idiotblog. I'm going to go ahead and hop on over into the control room for the YouTube viewing center and allow comments to be active during the time of the show. It takes a couple seconds for that to work. Shouldn't be too difficult. Save that, edit that. It is January 30th here in Washington State. 10:30. Hopefully everything's working smoothly, as it should be. And I'm going to try and watch this on my phone while we broadcast. Double check that it's broadcasting everywhere it's supposed to. Let me look on Facebook. And we're live on Facebook, as it appears. Let's see if there's a couple duplicates. I had a couple false starts. We'll get rid of that one. Oops, cancel. We will edit the privacy and just make it only me. Okay. There we go. Show's live on Facebook. Check on YouTube and check on BandLab, as it appears it is live on BandLab. Name of that song is Farewell to Craigie Dew. Bunch of artists on that track. We had Shonsky on violin. Percussion was Frank Celtic 63. Vocals by Hope H. Gray. Bass by Jan Edimus, Jan_Edimus. Whistle by Paul _MHOR, Paul Moore. With guitars and electric piano on the song, composed by Dougie McLean. This song's called Melodic Night. Melodic Night. What's going on, Mexcal? Nice to have you here. Making a second screen here for the blog because I'm going to talk about something I learned in Cakewalk today. It's pretty fun. If you got any kind of an electronic drum kit, this could be something that's useful for you. If you don't, it just could be kind of a fun little foray into the interworkings of Cakewalk. So go over here, plus I'm going to open up Cakewalk, and I'll kind of just go over some stuff. I don't know if you have Superior Drummer, if this is something that you're using, but this was cool for me to do. I'm sure there's other ways that this can be done in Cakewalk with other native instruments. Other software instruments, it's probably similar, so this might be a little bit of a niche chunk of advice, and it might not be. Do a display capture. Preview off. I'm gonna turn that preview back on. I don't know if display capture is the right way to do it, but it's what I'm going to do. And then I'm going to go over to AndLab. Let me kind of reduce the size of this screen capture because it's huge. And make me even smaller. Just be here in the corner. Yeah. And so I'll go over here, use this screen. So I made a little template. It's called Brutal Drums. Currently we're listening to Greg Pelletier. This song is Lonely Road. Dropping a like. So here's my electronic drum kit. And I wanted to control it today with a MIDI controller. So what I did is I went up here. You see this section up here? There's there's a mixer, there's grooves for like just pulling in MIDI things from your library. And there's mapping. There's bouncing, right? So I go in here and I go down to these presets. You see them here, they're appearing right here. I go to MIDI. I plugged my drum kit in through this hardware right here that I use, and PreSonus i2. I plug the MIDI into it from the output of the device, and the USB out of the device into the computer. And then I simply went over to mapping, Roland, which changed the mapping in the order of what controls what to the Roland settings. And then I kind of went over here, right-clicked this, clicked on the center piece, which is the center hit. Not the rim hit, not the rim shot hit, but the center hit. And I hit learn, and then I hit my low tom pad, boom, 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 and it programmed it. And the learn was over. And then I was able to have 1, 2, 3, 4 toms instead of 1, 2, 3 toms, and have this, when I hit my floor tom on my kit, go or hit a cymbal. It actually hit the tom. So after doing that, there's a couple other things I had to do to record. I I had to go into here, let me see, into my preferences, and I had to mess with some things. I had to go into my devices, and I had to turn on the i2 as an input device, and had to change the buffer to as low as I could, and that was basically it, and that got me as close to as possible for recording. Now, it wasn't 100%, so I found it would be easier to actually just listen to my regular kit, but there were some other things I messed with. In here, on each instrument, I kind of messed with this curve and gave it less aggressive curves, with it never quite going all the way to that 127 on each hit. Kind of brought it down to, like I said, only did 118, and kind of made the shape a little more like this. Wait, let me see. I actually made it more like this. This is what I did. Made it more like this. So it took like a lot more aggression to get it to turn over, but it was easy to get into that center area. There was a wide berth of that center area where the hits were kind of even in this whole field of difference. So here in this whole zone, I'm only going from that loud to that loud. And then at the top, I'm not going to that max, if that makes sense. So when you hit something, it senses how hard you hit, and it correlates that to how hard of a note is played. And so I kind of changed the swoop to give me a larger area, from like a medium soft hit to a medium hard hit, were pretty much all really similar sounds. And then in that really hard aggressive range, it kind of sloped up and didn't even go all the way to massively aggressive. And I just kind of did that slope for all of the things that I actually hit, especially in a dynamic way. Kind of gave them a more human dynamic to them. And then I really had to make sure I did it on the snare, because every hit I did on the snare was a hard hit, so it was getting way aggressive sounding. So I brought it like this, and it sounded a lot more realistic. Had to do it on this guy here, for sure. Yeah, even brought the soft out so it wasn't going way soft. Yeah, and I ended up doing that to all the instruments, giving them a little bit more of a proper dynamic. Actually, on this one, I think I wanted to go like this. I think I got it more like this on this instrument, and that's the kick. And then I ended up just saving it by going in here and going to the user presets, saving as a user preset, and I'll make a second one for this. Chris E drums 2, hit and save, and then I could literally go into the user presets right here and pick a user preset. Call it that. Well, this is cool. Cautiously Optimistic is the name of this track. I like it. So yeah, that was sort of what I ended up doing on the project. And then I did, just play my drums and get some recordings of the drums just to see how it sounded. Wasn't perfect because I was playing to an approximated tempo, just kind of freestyling it, so it wasn't perfect. It wasn't like I could straighten it up like I'm hoping I'll be able to. But playing to a metronome, having songs in metronome, and then pulling them into the track in metronome, and having them that I'm listening to while I'm playing, you know, bring the track in here. Let's say it's on a separate track right down here, right? And it's a separate track here, and then muting these so I don't hear them, and just listening to my track and playing my regular kit, and then going in and making sure everything's in sync, scooting it a little bit if I have to or whatever, and then after scooting them, I can hit the things like quantize or groove quantize and get them straightened out. So that's what I'm working on, is getting the drums to work. So we'll see how that happens, if that works out or not. Again, we're featuring Greg Pelletier. And what that allows me to do is use a whole slew of sounds that I paid for that are drum kit sounds on my drum kit. And allows me to have my drum kit be expandable by getting other add-ons. There's tons of add-ons available. Very cool. Farewell to Craigie Dew. Oh, neck's cracking. Hope everybody's having a nice Saturday evening. Certainly am. So is anybody watching and following this whole thing going on with the stock exchange? A bunch of people on Reddit did a massive short sale and did the same thing as the stockbrokers have been doing forever, but it cost them. They got word of short sales happening, and so it cost them, the short sellers, billions. People that were padding hedge funds, and got a slap in the wrist by the American people. Gotta love that. La 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 la. I don't know the words, but I like the tune to this one. That's a forkable right there, for sure. It's definitely a forkable track. Sky Full of Song. Greg Pelletier and Rachel Bettany with backing vox by Catherine Grace and orchestral instruments by Bread Slippery. And he did some mixing of vox and mastering. Very cool.
causing such a scene. Oh, the heart it hides such unimaginable things. Grab me by the ankles, I've been flying for too long. I couldn't hide from thunder in a sky full of song. And I want you so badly, but you could be anyone. I couldn't hide.
You hear the family back behind me. Pop the volume up a little bit.
Hold me down, I'm so tired now. In your arrow at the sky.
Was that a knocking in the song? Yeah, it is.
Take me down, I'm so tired now. Leave me where I lie. And I can tell that I'm in trouble when that music starts to play. In a city without seasons, it keeps raining in LA. I feel like I'm about to fall, the room begins to sway. I can hear the sirens, but I can't walk away. Grab me by the ankles, I've been flying for too long. I couldn't hide.
Beautiful little music here.
Under a sky full of sun. And I want you so badly, but you could be anyone. I couldn't hide from the thunder and sky full of sun. Hold me down, I'm so tired now.
I gotta admit that right now I'm just thinking about eating some ice cream. Neapolitan ice cream sounds so good right now.
Too tired now. Leave me where I lie.
There we go. Got a yawn out.
I thought I was flying, but maybe I'm dying tonight. I thought I was flying, but maybe I'm dying tonight. I thought I was flying, but maybe I'm dying tonight. I thought I was flying, but maybe I'm dying tonight. Hold me down, I'm so tired now. In your arrow at the sky. Take me down, I'm too tired now. Leave me where I lie. Hold me down, I'm too tired now. In your arrow at the sky. Take me down, I'm too tired now. Leave me where I lie.
When I sit on this chair, I feel like my whole back is getting hot and getting misaligned and getting like a hot dagger going down my spine. Ugh.
The flowers are blooming outside, it's like Valentine. You
This is
know
nice.
it's gonna be
Sweets and Valentine. Lyrics Master 872. Julius added lyrics, and Fabian did the bass to an acoustic reggae beat style track.
We are fighting and we're making love tonight. You're gonna be in love. We are singing songs and making rhymes, and nothing's gonna be so wrong tonight. It's like Valentine tonight. It's gonna be Valentine in love. The flowers are blooming and the sky blue is showing. We're walking by the beach, we're singing our songs. We're fighting and we're kissing by the waterfall, holding my hand. We're
Nice.
We are driving and we're drinking, oh, we're laughing, oh, we make it cry, and oh, we're making love tonight.
Night.
We are singing songs and drinking beer, we are getting drunk and never fear, you know, you're just gonna be mine tonight.
Hey.
It's gonna be Valentine's.
Time.
It's gonna be Valentine's.
Time. Gotta be Valentine. Whoa. So my parents' house yesterday, their house flooded. Their vacation house, the house they built when they bought the property when I was 7 and started building when I was finished building, and maybe when I was 9 or 10, a house on the property. And I've been going to the house ever since then, coming up on 30 years. And about 5, 6 years ago, I think it is, maybe 6 or 7 years ago, they added 2 bedrooms and a bathroom and extended the garage out. And the bathroom in that area had a fitting break loose, a PEX fitting, and flooded the entire new addition. The walls, the ceiling of the floor below's garage area. Stuff came down onto my dad's Nova, but it was covered, so it didn't get much scratches or even dents. My mom's car that was not covered got some worse damage than his Nova, even though everything seemed to fall on my dad's Nova. And the water filled up the garage area and filled up that addition and caused extensive damage in that addition. They were lucky it didn't flood the whole house. Some kind of miracle there. And definitely they have everything insured, so everything will be taken care of through insurance at some point for somehow. It seems it will. It is a homeowner's insurance kind of thing. You know, this is what happens when you build a home. Things can go wrong. You can have lines break. It just happens that way. So, yeah, looks like a bunch of crazy stuff went down yesterday for my parents. That's not fun at all. I dedicated that best of times to my mom because she loves sticks, and yeah, not good news. I was a little nervous that maybe something like my drum kit got soaking wet because it was in the downstairs over there, but no. It had stayed sealed off and away from all the water damage. I didn't know where the water damage had originated when I first heard about it, so I had a little bit of a freak out. I was like, whoa, oh no, did my drum kit gone forever? But then again, maybe it would have been covered by insurance, who knows? But yeah, sad story, but hopefully it'll work out and they'll rebuild those areas again. It will take a lot of work. It will take a lot of effort. It's going to take patience and effort, so it's not going to be fun for them. But yeah, it's going to be an uncomfortable thing to have to watch all that well-done work and all that great new addition to the house swell up and fall apart as the next 3 weeks go by and it tries to dry or whatever. But hey, you know, I had some leaks in my house, and I can't say they were ever as bad as that. But they are pretty bad. It's pretty scary and an intense thing when your house floods like that. Tell you that. Can't imagine what goes through the minds of those people who are hit by the natural disasters down there in New Orleans area and surrounding areas. not like they can just turn it off like my parents could, their water line, and then go cut the line and fix it, give it a stub, you know, not like they're going to be using that bathroom, which isn't a big deal because there's other bathrooms. There's 2 other bathrooms. You know, there was some electrical damage, so I don't know exactly if they just had to turn off that circuit. You know, maybe if those circuits already popped and so the power's just not on in that area of the house, and they're not going to try and turn it back on until stuff's looked at. You know, I don't know exactly how it went down, but my guess is that, you know, the circuits popped and so the power wasn't on there. But this is at our vacation house that's over in Chelan, so that's too bad. It'll be a different year this year if we do go over there. And it was funny, they had invited us to come over for this weekend. Bring your kids, you know, have fun, it'll be great. It'll be a bunch of snow out there. It might snow, I mean. And good thing we didn't go because we would have showed up to a big old flood, so. Next time, even if the kids are in school, we'll be going over there, I'll tell you that. Because everything's fleeting these days. Everything can come, everything that can go. And everything in this world is not permanent, so it'll be nice to spend more time with my parents and all of the similar sentiment I hold. Just be nice to not worry about it. I'm sure it's going to get repaired, but, you know, I still wonder. Place is precious to the whole family. This is a cool track. It's called Elliot Finn McDonald. A march composed by Scottish piper Finlay MacDonald and named for his son. This one is great for violin and cello too. So I wonder if I'll get flagged on this video if these are composed by other people from outside of BandLab or not. Guess I'll find out when it goes through processing. Today seems a little bit inactive. Maybe people are doing the maybe people are doing other things today. Seems a little bit lackluster here on the show today. Nice laid back feel going on though. That's nice. Today was an interesting day. It's one of the today is the day of the week where my kids go back to their moms. 2 of the kids disappear from the house. It was a calm day. I ate some leftover barbecued chicken, watched a couple movies that were cool. Watched that movie Project Power where you take a pill and you get a power. It's all right. It's a pretty good movie. Kind of a cool little sci-fi action flick. When this blog is over, which won't be too long today, I'm gonna go watch some other TV, some nature shows or something like that. Nature shows I'm talking to are the ones I've been watching are these shows on rescue facilities, animal rescue facilities and stuff like that. Anybody else catch wind of PETA's recent statements where they said I caught wind of this through JP Spears, a comedian on YouTube, but basically PETA was saying stop using animal names for appropriating animal names for use in human language. Like, you know, don't call a person who acts devious a snake. Don't call a girl that sleeps around a dog. Don't call or isn't someone that isn't good looking a dog. Don't call you know, don't use any of those terms, you know, like a sexy bearded gay man as a bear. Don't use those terms. Those are derogatory towards animals, and they, for two reasons, they said it's insensitive to animals, and then they said something along the lines of so I guess animals are going to get offended by that. I don't think so. They don't understand language, but okay. And then secondly, they said something along the lines of the more you do that, the less people are impacted and want to help animals. Really? Really? Are you kidding? Next thing they're going to say is don't use animals in books in children's books to have human personalities. That gives them a false sense of power and like they could change their own situation or something. And then the craziest shit was PETA posted suggestions for actual terms to use. So they said don't call someone a sloth. That's denigrating to animals. Call them lazy. Really? You're saying call somebody lazy because sloth isn't better? Just directly call them lazy? What kind of shit are you breeding there? Not that you don't call a lazy person lazy to try and get them to bounce out of their seat, but you know, it's like you call a liar sometimes, you have to do it. But what it's really getting at is how cracked are these people, and why would they suggest you say something derogative towards someone else, something more derogative that could hurt them, a person, more than saying something like, you're such a dog, or go, you're such an ugly slut. You're such a slut. You're such an ugly person for a female that's kind of attractive. You're kind of an ugly attractive. You're really a butterface. Or you could just say she's a dog. You know, I mean, give me a break. Why would you say something like that? PETA's definitely run out of ways to use their funding that makes sense. So now they're on a cancel culture psychotic binge. And something I've been seeing a lot lately is exposés into serial killers. All the time, there's always exposés into serial killers. I think we need to stop glamorizing it and stop being so obsessed with these serial killers and be more obsessed with philanthropists that work to help the world. But hey, that's just what I'm wondering, what I'm thinking. That's just my thoughts on it. Well, this is G Major Banjo. Banjo by Nurse. Bass by Fabian. Fab Bass 2020. And a totally appropriate trap metal drums by him, Greg Pelletier. Yeah, instead of don't say anything negative about someone's looks, they're like, you know, don't use the term dog, say ugly. Really? Really, PETA? You think we should say ugly? Why don't you go to the store and get some limes? You want to have the Thai chicken now? There's a piece left over. I was saying if you wanted it, I asked first. It's 11 at night now. I bugged my nose. I had a sensitive thing on my nose. I'll have to check it after the blog. Probably calling this the last track on the blog, calling it a short one. What are we at here? 40 minutes? Yeah, why not? Called this the last one. It's not a hopping day today. Might as well. Doesn't really matter what you do with your day, as long as you can stay happy. Go ahead and walk around doing what you want to do, diddly diddly all day long. Make up a song, sing it to your neighbor, have some fun, hang out with your girl. Doesn't really matter if you do a twirly whirly all day long. Dropping off your kids and your exes, hanging out with your kiddos. Come back to the little one. She likes to jump on your chest, Bizarro. Play chef with brand new toys. Make a plate of pizza that's made of plastic. Will you eat it? And you know how to pretend. Put it in your mouth and chew on down. Make believe that pizza's so delicious I cannot believe. Luella's such a little chef. She's good at everything that she does. She might be crazy when you take her to the store, but it's damn cute that you can't ignore. Having fun on the blog. Yeah, PETA sucks. There are animal rights groups that aren't shitty like PETA and that advocate for the survival and perpetuation of domesticated animals. But PETA would have you take these animals that rely on humans and either euthanize them or set them out into the wild to die. I'm kind of more like create miniature ecosystems within areas that can be watched. You know, kind of like nature in a bubble. You know, don't keep them in separate pens. Let them interact the way they would in nature in a bubble. And keep populating into those zoos with safe practices. But, you know, that's just being out in nature, I guess. Hey there, cuteness. You want to hear a song? Okay. All right. Nope, not really. So I can? What am I going to the store for? What? Well, what's the limes are for tonight? You're cooking it tonight?
Yeah.
Just use lemon. Ah, yeah, huh? Yeah. Whoop. I'm almost done. What are you doing?
I don't need no morning, as long as I can feel the beat.
Don't pull with that.
I don't need no more.
I don't care about myself.
What'd you sing? What were you singing? Sing it again.
I don't care about I don't care about myself.
Yeah, yes you do. You care about yourself.
I don't care about myself.
I don't care about you. I do. I love you.
I don't care about myself. When did you go with the radio?
It's a song on the radio from the Ladybug.
No. Jacob.
Jacob. Jacob radio song.
Twinkle, twinkle, Jacob.
Twinkle, twinkle, Jacob.
Yeah, that's how it do.
Yeah, that's a good one. I like that. Twinkle, twinkle, Jacob.
Now, twinkle, 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 what's so Jacob?
Twinkle, twinkle, little star. Twinkle, twinkle, Jacob.
No, twinkle, twinkle, water. So, now I wonder what you are. Yeah, Daddy.
Okay. Twinkle, twinkle, little star. How I wonder what you are, Jacob. Twinkle, twinkle, little star. How I wonder what you are, Jacob.
Nope, I don't know why. Twinkle, water, so I wonder what you are.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Twinkle, twinkle, little star. How I wonder what you are, Jacob.
Twinkle, twinkle, water, so I wonder what you are, Jacob.
That's what Daddy said.
Twinkle, twinkle, water, so how I wonder what you are. Twinkle, twinkle, water, so I wonder. Twinkle, twinkle, water, so now, ABC.
Two ABCs.
A, B, C, D, E, F, D, H, O, J, K, O, M, O, P, Q, O, S, T, U, V, W, X, Y, Z, A, B, What's Bill doing here?
Where?
With you.
The bear?
Yeah.
That's Greg Pelletier's image. You like it? It's actually a dog way up close.
A, B, C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C, D, E, wonder what you are. Twinkle, twinkle, little star. How I wonder what you are. Twinkle, 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 little star. How I wonder what you are. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, O, J, K, L, M, F, D.
LMNOP.
Q, R, S, T, U, V, W, X, Y, and Z. Now I know my ABC.
Joey's not on. Probably at church. Alright guys, I'm gonna call that a blog. Thanks everybody for showing up. Twinkle, twinkle, little star, how I wonder what you are. Twinkle, twinkle, little star, how I wonder what you are. Twinkle, twinkle, little star, how I wonder what you are. Twinkle, twinkle, little star, how I wonder what you are. Later, everybody.
Daddy, that's in the right. That's okay.
Okay. Later, everybody. Catch y'all on the flip side. Go check out Greg Pelletier. He's been featured on the blog before, and he'll be featured again.